When does the FAL become more cost-effective than the AR57? Video about fastest killing weapon in Arena Breakout according to science, which includes research method, and the short form summary of this video, links in description. The AR57 limb damage rounds cost on average about 208 per round. It takes 6 shots to kill a player. For this example, we will be calculating costs based on amount to kill exactly 8 players and 30 militants with headshots. The AR57 costs 16k coin for 78 rounds. The reason you don't want to use tier 3 FAL ammo over the AR57 is most players who have armor will be tier 4 and above, and if they are tier 3, they likely won't have a face shield and can be one-shot by the AR57. The FAL using tier 4 ammo at 2 shots to kill cost 18k coin at 400 per round, 46 rounds. When does the FAL become more cost efficient than the AR57? In theory, as long as a player has at best a tier 4 face shield and they don't have a IND-70 tier 6 tactical helmet, then the FAL using tier 4 ammo can one-shot anyone to the face if you have the skill to hit face shields consistently. However, let's say your opponent has a tier 5 full helmet or you hit him in the thorax, then it takes between 4 and 8 shots randomly to kill using tier 4 FAL ammo against a tier 5 vest. It takes randomly between 2 and 5 shots against a full tier 5 helmet. I tested different ammo against different armor tiers. Armor piercing lower levels against 1 up or higher, example tier 3 versus tier 4 armor, tier 4 ammo versus tier 5 armor, tier 5 ammo versus tier 6 armor, has a random chance to penetrate sometimes more effectively than other ammo. The FAL using limb damage rounds takes 5 shots to the leg and has a time to kill of 388 milliseconds. MS. Now let's re-evaluate the cost. If the FAL takes the same amount of rounds on average to clear players and slower sometimes by more, how much does it cost? It costs 31k to use FAL tier 4 against tier 5 armor, assuming it takes 6 shots to kill. It will on average kill in about 388 ms, unless you hit a tier 4 face shield on the tier 5 helmet, then it's instant. The AR57 costs 16k coin, which is about 50% cheaper than FAL costs against tier 5 armor. So in summary, against tier 6 armor, tier 4 FAL is going to be even slower than against tier 5, which is already on average slower than limb damage AR57. Using limb damage rounds, the AR57 takes 6 shots to kill, a time to kill of 316 milliseconds. Using FAL limb damage rounds, it takes 5 shots to kill and 388 ms. On average, it takes between 4 and 8 shots using FAL tier 4 against tier 5 armor thorax. If you are able to hit only headshots, then it will take randomly between 2 and 5 shots using FAL tier 4 against full tier 5 armor. And that's 1 if they have a tier 4 face shield. How does tier 5 FAL ammo compare to limb damage rounds? FAL tier 5 ammo versus tier 6 armor takes randomly between 2 and 6 shots against thorax and 1 to 4 headshots. Of course, if they have a tier 4 face shield, it's 1 shot. FAL tier 5 ammo costs on average 1100 coin per round. FAL tier 6 ammo costs on average 2200 coin per round. For 46 rounds, which is the amount to technically kill 8 players and 30 bots. Of course, for all of these, you'll probably use about double that amount ammo, though for comparison's sake, let's stick to the minimum rounds to kill if you don't miss. For 46 rounds of tier 6, it costs 100k coin. For 46 rounds of tier 5, it costs 50k coin. For 46 rounds of tier 4, it costs 18k coin. For 78 rounds of AR57 limb damage rounds, it costs 16k coin. And to visualize it, let's compare them at double price, which is a more accurate combat running cost comparison. FAL Tier 6, 200k coin, 92 rounds. FAL Tier 5, 100k coin, 92 rounds. FAL Tier 4, 36k coin, 92 rounds. AR57, 32k coin, 156 rounds. So in summary, if you are fighting Tier 5 and Tier 6 players, it is more cost effective to use the AR57 limb damage over FAL Tier 4 ammo, which costs against Tier 5 players about 62k for 156 rounds, which will have a slower time to kill than the AR57. If you are fighting against Tier 6 players, is the Tier 5 FAL better than AR57 limb damage? No, it still takes randomly between 2 and 6 shots, and between 1 and 4 if you hit headshots, and a cost, assuming it takes 4 rounds, it is still a cost of 68k versus 32k for the AR57. Which means, in summary, FAL Tier 4 ammo, which has a time to kill of 87 milliseconds, versus Tier 4 and below players is more cost effective than the AR57, which has a time to kill of 316 ms for limb damage. In comparison, they cost 18k versus 16k once you encounter Tier 5 and Tier 6 players. It is more cost effective to use the AR57 over Tier 4 and Tier 5 FAL ammo if you don't have exceptional aim. However, if you have exceptional aim and can hit face shields consistently and don't encounter a IND-70 full Tier 6 helmet, often then FAL Tier 4 ammo can one-shot any Tier 4 face shield on Tier 5 and Tier 6 helmets. Keep in mind, if you are able to use Tier 4 ammo effectively by hitting headshots, if they are facing away from you, you'll take between 4 and 8 rounds to a Tier 5 4X, or 2 to 5 to a Tier 5 helmet, which means you have to bring at least 94 Tier 4 rounds to have some room for missing shots, bring at least 180 rounds. And if you encounter Tier 6, it will take on average 8 to 9 shots to the 4X, and 6 to 7 shots to a full Tier 6 helmet or back of the helmet. In worst case scenario, using Tier 4 FAL ammo, if you encounter 8 Tier 6 players and clear them in 4X and miss half your shots, it will take 200 Tier 4 rounds at 80k coin. Now in comparison, compared to the AR57, which takes 6 shots to kill in all legs, with a time to kill of 316 ms, whereas the FAL for 10 shots, it takes 388 ms to fire 5, so to fire 10 it would be 776 ms time to kill. Now remember, if you encounter Tier 5 players using Tier 4 FAL ammo, it takes between 4 and 8 shots to kill in the 4X, and 2 to 5 in the helmet, and 1 to face shield of Tier 4 or below. So in conclusion, if you have exceptional aim and can create engagements where you are able to hit face shields often, FAL using Tier 4 ammo is the most cost-effective weapon against all players besides IND-70 Max Tier 6 helmet. If you encounter those kind of enemies or cannot hit face shields, it is better to wait until you can afford Tier 6 ammo, which has a running cost of 100k minimum, 200k if you miss 50% of your shots to kill 8 players, and 30 militants. Now against Tier 4 and below players, the FAL costs 36k and has a time to kill in the 4X upper of 87 milliseconds, 2 shots to kill. If you hit the face shield, it's instant, which means regardless of skill, whether you can or cannot hit headshots consistently, Tier 4 FAL is the most cost-effective against Tier 4 and below armored players. AR57 limb damage, costing 32k coin, is the most effective if you cannot hit face shields against Tier 5 and Tier 6 players. Otherwise, if you have exceptional aim, you can hit face shields consistently, use FAL Tier 4. If you are using limb damage AR57 and cannot hit face shields, and are still dying against Tier 5 and Tier 6 players, then go back to a lower map and wait until you can afford a running cost of 200k to bring FAL Tier 6 ammo. If you're only encountering tier 5 players mostly, tier 5 Foul does have a running cost of 100k. It is a viable step up once you can afford that. However, using tier 5 against tier 6 armor is slower than using ar57 limb damage rounds against legs. The most effective and cost-efficient rounds against each armors are this for exceptional aim players, Foul tier 4 against tier 4 and below armored players, and tier 5 to 6 players in tier 4 face shield. Once you encounter full tier 6, often switch to tier 6 ammo when you can afford, or use the ar57 limb damage rounds if you are able to kill them using that, or go easier map until you can afford tier 6. Average aim players who cannot consistently hit face shields. Against tier 4 and below players, use Foul tier 4 ammo. Against tier 5 and 6 players, use ar57 limb damage. Against tier 5 players, use tier 5 ammo if you can afford it. Against tier 6 players, use tier 6 ammo if you can afford it. Subscribe and turn on notifications to know when my upcoming video about the most cost-effective loadouts, including a budgeting tier system from the cheapest to the best possible loadout, and how much to spend at each level to not make millions spending it all on a few loadouts and losing all your money, is released. Comment your video ideas below. If I think it will be useful, I will give you a shout out and make a video. Join my Discord server to talk to me and play with me or others in the Wraith Nation, link in description. Also, check out my Shorts channel for short form content summaries. Check out my gameplay channel for extra random vids, and my TikTok for more short form content, all linked below. If you want to try out for OmniPotence Arena Breakout division of the clan OmniPotence/OmniScience founded by the YouTuber Cattfishh, join Cattfishh Discord linked below and DM me. Thank you for watching.